actually been transitioning to a total digital world since it started like around 1998. You know, as far as record labels, physical CD sales have been on the decline since the 90s.
Welcome to the future.
He ain't lying.
So we have transitioned from actual like vinyl records, to 8 track, to the cassette, to the CD, and now into this digital era where it's about flash drives and codes and links and streams and downloads. And there's a lot of things that are the same, but it's just transitioning to a digital way of doing things. Excuse me. It's a lot of artists that I've spoken to that tell me like, they stopped. They stopped putting out their music because it was too hard, or if they were affiliated with a different brand, like things were just so unorganized, and they just got tired of a lot of the back and forth, and it seemed like nothing was moving forward. So I kind of I came into this thing, like I said, in 2007, not knowing at the time, like we had been on this transition since 1998. So I'm coming in to the game in 2007, 2008, uneducated in how music business work, as far as the foundation stuff you got to have. And there's no blueprint, there's no manual, it's things all over the internet. But, back in my day, in the early 90s, the early 80s, the 90s, we didn't have like social media. So we didn't have Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. We didn't have these digital platforms that you could come to and put your music, on to market and promote your project. So it was a lot of hand to hand. It was a lot of highway time. People, flying to different places, but to market their music and to get their music, they had to go through different individuals, and it still worked the same way. It's just everything is digital now. So I always hear, I always get that artists who tell me like, I'm gonna continue to sell CDs until they stop selling CDs. I never said stop selling CDs. I mean, if you know individuals who still have CD players in their car, I mean, there's still a market for that. Never saying that you won't be able to sell a CD, and some people just love that look of CDs, but I'm just telling you the way, as far as music business works, the way you're gonna distribute your music in this digital era is through a website. You're gonna be set up in this era as an independent artist, as a brand. You have to be set up that way. So there are a lot of artists right now who are working, like I said, they feel like they're actually working hard, not knowing like they have not started. It's good. A lot of them got content. That's good. You got original content. If you're recording on things that you own, you're still in a pretty good position, but you still got to stop with this right here and go over here and get all of your foundational things in order, because all this original content that you're working on, in order for you to get paid off of it and to show in the system when you post it that you own it. This is a computer. Like, this computer don't know you. So it's working out codes, UPC codes, ISRC codes. You have to have certain codes for your music. There's certain platforms you have to register with to qualify for other things. A lot of y'all want to be on billboards. See, a lot of y'all want to be on the Billboard charts. A lot of artists tell me, man, I'm on the iTunes charts. Well, if those charts are real that you own, you're signed to a subscription. If these charts are actually real that you own, who are tracking your records? And a lot of artists like, what do you mean? Like, who's tracking your records? How are you going to qualify for billboards? Billboards, basically, one of the qualifications is airplay, the amount of airplay that your record is getting on the radio stations. A lot of artists tell me all the time, I want my song on the radio. I just want everybody to hear my song on the radio. Well, you can go to the radio station, and when you go to the radio station, you want your song, because I hear this all the time. Like, the DJs don't like my music. What make you think the DJs don't like your music? A DJ, this guy he worked at this he don't own the radio station, right? So It's normally a programming director there, a programming director, whatever they call it, who is overall in charge and is going to be gonna approve what's on the airway. You understand what I'm saying? Because airtime is very expensive. So if you don't have a budget with the radio station, you don't have a budget for advertisement, then your songs are not going to be spent on the radio with the major ones because the major brands have already bought up a lot of the advertisement, the ads, the slots. So as an unsigned, unknown artist, if they play your song one time on the radio and millions of people hear your song, right? But you don't have your foundational things set up, where are they going to go to purchase, to buy, to download that song? We're in an era of you can still hand to hand. I get that. People still doing that. But you need a website. You need somewhere, a hub to send all of these millions of people who are excited about your new song that they just heard. But before you do that, before you start to drive traffic to you and your brand and what you got going on, you got to have all this paperwork done. An artist inboxed me last night. Well, he sent me a friend request, and I get friend requests from unsigned artists all the time. Social media is a place where, you got to understand, like, this is the world. Everything this world got to offer, the good, bad, and the ugly is on these platforms. So you got to have strong skin. And I have a lot of friends who are very talented, but a lot of them are afraid to be seen on the social platforms. They don't want to show their face. You definitely got to work on that because that's something that's inside of you. But I feel like a lot you holding yourself back from your purpose. At 40 plus years old now, I want to live really in my purpose and what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I said, I never aspired to be in the music industry or do anything in the music industry or work with artists or manage artists or know anything about how publishing works. But hey, that's life. That's life. So the last 15 years, like I said, when most of the people around me were more interested in, doing shows and getting booked for shows and getting signed to major record deals, I was more focused on how we get paid. So at Street Kings, my partner now is ZMundaLand Music Publishing, independent publishing company out of Houston, Texas. SME is my business partner. We've been together now over 10 plus years, piecing everything together, building the foundation, making sure all the records that we putting out are properly registered and aligned in the system. So when our records spin, we get paid on the front end and on the back end. So over the last 15 years, I've been trying to educate as many of the ones that will listen to, hey, this is the way you're going to have to be set up moving forward. Since 2007, I've been talking about music business and paperwork and your foundation and the way you got to get set up. Most individuals want the lifestyle that they see artists online and their favorite artists, not knowing that if their favorite artists are signed to major brands and they're signed to a major label. When you sign to a major label, that master recording, I don't care how hot it is, it can be all over the country. And you don't own the masters to that record because major labels want to own things. Major labels want to own things. So the things that we've been saying for the last 15 years, and believe me, if you deal with music and you've been doing this for years, you've been really working hard. You've been building your foundation. You've been working on building a catalog. It's about a catalog and not one song. So it's a lot of things you sacrifice and lost. Time away from family, your children, time away from friends. You probably lost relationships. When you're driven. And once I saw where the money was in this game, and it's definitely not in those streams. Most of these artists, I want y'all to understand this. You're unknown, unsigned, independent artists. When your song drop on these major streaming platforms, these platforms, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, um, Instagram. These are multi-billion dollar companies, and they're paying you fractions of pennies. So artists call me. I don't understand. Like when you, if I didn't know anything about music, business, and I listened to a video and the guy was talking about the shit that I'm talking about, like I would know one thing: I'm not gonna pick up my phone, or I'm not gonna go into this person's social platforms, and I ain't got my shit together, and really and really get to talking shit. Like you're an independent unknown artist. I can pull up your entire catalog in Sound Exchange because that's where it's supposed to be. That's what the industry professionals that y'all are racing and looking to sign you and to enslave you and own everything all the way around a 360. Y'all want this 360 deal that a lot of y'all never gonna get because you don't have your foundation in order. The foundation that we talking about is the split sheets, properly registering with a performance rights organization, properly registering with Sound Exchange, an artist website, a monetized YouTube channel, a monetized Facebook channel, a monetized Instagram channel, you monetize on TikTok, and you're driving traffic to your monetized YouTube channel right now if you don't have a website. The three, a lot of things that all of the major artists, the unsigned artists have in common is you don't have the funding to operate in the music business right now. It's not even about that right now. You don't have the money right now, so your records are not moving. You understand what I'm saying? Then you don't have a foundation, so nobody is going to be really looking at you as a serious independent artist. It's 22 to 22. Like I said, a lot of y'all been doing this for a long time, and you don't have the foundation in order. So nothing is ever going to happen. You're never going to get paid from your records. The front end royalty, that mechanical royalty that you're getting from your self-help distributor that you signed up with. These companies do a lot of infomercials online. You see what I'm saying? They're promoting and marketing to you because they know one thing: you want your dream. You just want to be famous. You don't know nothing about ownership. A lot of artists don't know, like y'all racing to the labels, and the labels now, the major brands, YouTube, Apple, these are the record labels that you want to partner with now. But the way you're going to get partnerships from them is building up your social media presence. So you're just dropping song after song after song. You're traveling here. You're going to Atlanta. You open up for this artist. You've done your major feature. Those records did not move. This is the industry. This system works every 28 days. So if you're not getting 100,000 streams every 28 days, stop telling me that your song got 100,000 streams when you call me. How long have you had that 100,000 streams? You understand what I'm saying? That record is dead. Your records are dead, and you're never gonna get paid from them. Go ask Gorilla. Go talk to Hit Kid about what happens when y'all calling them asking for beats and calling them to hook you up. When you go on these channels, ask them, like, say, how do I not put out a record and have the #1 song in the country and I'm not getting paid from it? And then the individual that I've been doing music with, when it sold his rights to the song away, he owned the entire song. You if you're rapping on shit, you work for hire. You either work for hire or you got paid straight out front to do your service, or you're playing a trumpet, whatever you're doing. It's supposed to be in this contract. It's supposed to be listed on this split sheet, so you already know what you're going to get paid. But artists already got songs all over social platforms right now. They on Instagram every day talking about merch, and they talking about their records that's out on the major streaming platforms. But that record is not properly aligned with the foundation, with your foundation. So you're doing this shit ass backwards, and you've been doing this for a long time. But this artist that hit me up last night sent me a friend request. And the first message that he sent me, and I'm gonna tell you right now, hey, I got an open door policy. I always had an open door policy, man. I'm kind of like that principal in high school. Tell you, I got an open door policy, and people that work with me or work for me in the military know I always got an open door policy. You got to listen to your people and listen to what the people are saying. But when you come on the social platforms doing what he was trying to do, hey, I love music trolls. I'm in the music groups. You understand? We're in an era right now where I can go and I'm looking for the hot artists. I'm looking for the foundation artists that I see who are like working as foundation artists. They just don't know. Like they got original content that they own. It's not properly aligned and registered. So we're gonna pull all that shit down. Man, this artist right now that got major buzz, I look on the social platforms and I go and look for what's not right in the system. So I can go straight to YouTube. I can search your record. I'm doing the same thing the major brands are doing. I want y'all to understand this. Like your shit, when it's not right, people go to look for you and you're not there. They know that you're not established. You may be talented. You may be sitting on a hit record. So those individuals that popped up out of the blue that's coming to see you, they're coming to take. Because they know you're uneducated. Go back to the gorilla. I'm going to say it again. Go back to the gorilla video I did where she says, Gotti told her, my team looked up your song. You don't own it. So I know the artist that's on social media every day, all day. I've been dealing with artists for over 15 years. I know whose your foundation is in audio now. I don't care who you work with. Hey, the individuals that a lot of y'all are linking with, y'all need to really go look at these people's foundation. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of bot shit in the system, man. Y'all hearing this shit now, the shit that I was talking about in 2020 when I said it's a digital tsunami that's coming. And it's going to take a lot of people out because it's going to change a lot of things on these social platforms. A lot of the shit is great for the foundation artists, though. You heard me briefly talking about the Music Modernization Act. And then you started to hear me talk about the Mechanical License Collective. The Mechanical License Collective was birthed from the Music Modernization Act. Artists haven't been getting paid what they supposed to be paid for these records. You ought to know that by now, that you're on a self-help distributor. DistroKid, CD Baby, TuneCore, Loom, all these self-help, low-tier self-help distribution companies. See, if y'all want to be independent artists and serious about this shit, you got to go educate yourself on how it works. A lot of y'all just signed up with platforms because somebody told you to go. Do you know when you get paid from that platform? When do they pay out? That shit is very important to me. If you're talking about publishing and shit, people call me all the time talking about back-end checks. I'm gonna say this one more time. Y'all, you're not, and I say y'all because it's 99% of the artists that we came in contact with over the last 15 years. And this is the digital picture that I'm currently looking at through my social platforms at the artists that are on the social platforms all day, every day. Okay, I want you to, this is no disrespect to no individual in the market, first of all. I'm talking to these kids who aspire to be in the music industry. So if you're an old head, I'm not talking to you. Continue on your journey, continue to do it the way you've been doing. But if you're not set up like what I'm talking about here, I got notes. Binders full of just notes. But this shit is in my head. But if you want to listen and you want to be successful in music business, I want you guys to understand that ain't nobody coming to save you. I've been saying this for 15 years. No major brand is going to fall out the sky and give you $1 million, $2 million, simply because you rap fucking good or you a GOAT. Where is the social proof on the social platforms that I can pull up? So I just listen to individuals when they call me. And it's individuals in my market that still try to play me. And when they call me telling me they doing this and they working with labels and they working on mixtapes and they about to go meet with this major brand and this A&R is calling their phone and they getting emails. No major label is emailing you in 2022 because you got a song on Apple right now or you're on the iTunes charts when You're not registered with a performance rights organization. You're not registered with Sound Exchange. You're not registered with MediaBase.com, which is you have to be registered with them if you want airplay. Your records will be tracked when they spin on the radio. You know that the industry professionals are looking at these charts that are generated from MediaBase.com. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't qualify for billboards right now. All of the songs that you've ever put out, all of your singles that you've been put out, I don't care if you've been doing this your first year or you've been doing it for 20 plus years. Listen to me. If you never properly registered with MediaBase, with Luminate, BDS, and SoundScan, you do not qualify for billboards. You understand what I'm saying? And all of your releases are invisible. The industry has never tracked any stream or sale from you. No music label is looking at you. So there's no reason for nobody to be calling you or in your inbox. Y'all run into labels. Y'all run into brands in 2022, and the brands can already see your digital pictures. I've been saying this for 15 years. Your digital pictures have to match on the social platforms. So if you done ran your views up on this song to 1 million views on YouTube, why does that digital picture not match on any other social platform but that platform? So that screams bot. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't have no blue check. A lot of y'all have purchased and worked with people who have went in and you bought things. Y'all don't have blue checks. There's no way you got a blue check and you're not on Wikipedia. I'm working with artists right now and brands that it's taking months for us to get that blue check verification because they don't have enough they don't have enough content. You haven't done any type of blog worthy things to get a blue check, to be verified. We don't control that. In just a second, we're coming back with just a little more music business info, but serious independent artists out there, before you release your next single, before you release your next EP, before you release your next album, I want you guys to definitely think about a lot of the things that I said in this visual. We are now in the digital era of music. In this era, you have to be set up like a brand. If you're that artist, we definitely want to work with you. All the links will be in the bio. Book your 1-hour coaching call. And how you're going to make it in this era. You have to go and take care of your foundational things before you go on your musical journey. That's the issue. 99% of the artists that we've talked to over the last 15 years all had a few major things in common. Like they don't have the money for the funding to push their records and market their records, but they're shooting big budget videos. They put music and they got music all over the major streaming platforms. But a lot of them are unaware that they will never be paid from these records that they release really improperly. My advice to artists is, if you know you don't have your split sheets in order, you know your catalog is not properly registered with copyright.gov, you know you're not properly registered with a pro, you know you're not properly registered with Sound Exchange Direct, you don't have a publishing administrator, you're not properly affiliated with the Mechanical License Collective, you're not properly affiliated with the Harry Fox Agency or Song Trust, so you're not collecting any of the back end money, the royalties, or your mechanicals that you do on the back end. You are on non-interactive streaming platforms, so and you're not properly registered with Sound Exchange Direct, so you're not receiving any of your internet royalties. You're supposed to be paid when you're on these non-interactive streaming platforms. So most artists always focus on the front end streams, but what about the non-interactive streaming platforms that your music is on? You are due royalties. Like I said, when your song spins for 30 seconds, you're entitled to a performance royalty as well as a mechanical royalty. That mechanical royalty is paid out and collected by your self-help distributor that you signed up with. You're not signed to, you don't have a major distribution deal. You're in all the major stores just like every other unsigned independent artist. The issue with you guys is you guys don't understand that these platforms know one thing, like you guys don't read. The average attention span is about 10 seconds in this area. I didn't make the rules, go Google it. So to gain the attention in this era, How are you gonna gain people's attention with all the distraction, with all the artists? How are you gonna stand out? That's what it's about. It's not about local talent shows and signing up for local talent shows. You know you're talented. You're way past that as an artist, and you know that. It's time for you to start investing in your foundation. A lot of artists are trying not to invest. They're not investing in themselves. So no major brand is coming to invest in someone in this era who doesn't have a history of, they can come in and see your digital picture. You already been putting records out. You know what I'm saying? You have an engaged fan base. You selling merch. You know, all your stuff is already set up. They're not in the business of developing artists anymore. Major brands are not in the business of artist development anymore. It's costing them like $4 or $5 million investing in all these artists, and then those artists were not sticking. You understand what I'm saying? So now you got your labels like QC and different brands that are surfing the internet looking for the next big thing, and they getting those artists, they putting the bag behind them, they developing them, right? Well, when people come in and invest in you, they have leverage. You understand what I'm saying? Like the Megan Thee Stallion situation, who actually had a good deal as an independent artist. She had a 60-40 deal on the front end, and she had a 50-50 on the publishing. She never gonna get nothing like that with any brand. If she was signed with Roc Nation as an artist, she would never get 60% on the front end signed to a major brand like that. So she had a good deal with the label. 1501 taking 60%, and they gave up 40%. And on the back end, 50-50 on your masters. She signed to a major label. The majors own their masters. 1501 still own those masters that she recorded those. You understand what I'm saying? When you go and look her up, go and look who Megan Thee Stallion is still signed to. Now she's tied up in litigation. A lot of you gonna be tied up in litigation, especially when records that you've recorded, you guys fail to do split sheets. And when those records get out there and you start to invest money in those records, the individuals who participated in those records who did not sign a split sheet never gonna get paid. And when they see you getting paid, guess what they gonna want to be? They want to get paid. They want to go lawyer up and figure out, why they didn't get paid. We know why y'all didn't get paid, because you guys are not properly aligning yourself in this ecosystem. It's 2022. The digital tsunami that I told you guys was coming, it hit already. And a lot of y'all been completely drowned out. You just don't know it. I told you all the bot shit was going away. People trying to cheat and scam the system. You're gonna fail as an independent artist doing it, because your issue is you have more bot. You have real content. You understand? You don't have a real fan base of people that's engaged with your content right now. So don't go run your views up to 500,000 views and you have no comments in the comment section. That screams bot. Your monthly listenership has to match. It has to match on the platform. So don't go run your streams up through these bot platforms. You understand what I'm saying? Because Atlantic Records, it was a normal Saturday until fans started to call them on using bots on a lot of their artists. So y'all go and Google this, see what's going on in the industry right now. See what's going on with these major brands. People just figuring it out now. Like these, and if you want my advice, this entire system is 50-50, half bot, half organic. You got to get more organic content. You got to get more engagements for your content. Stop going and putting your content on these larger platforms, driving people to shit, driving them to nowhere. Where are you driving traffic to? Go and invest in you. Stop waiting on somebody to enslave you, because when you sign to these major record labels, these major brands, they want to own. They're going to own your masters. You ain't going to be different than any other artist. So, like I said, man, I appreciate everybody that's been tuning into the channel. I'm going to leave all the links in the bios, how you contact us. Like I said, once again, Street Kings Promotions, SME, and ZMundaLand Music. We are music industry service providers. Make sure you guys hit the like button on this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to this video. Make sure you share this to an artist who you think might need to hear what we're saying, because it worked the same. This is universal when it comes to the digital era, when it comes to how your records have to be registered and how you guys are supposed to be releasing your music. 99% of the artists are doing it, going in the wrong direction. It's going to be very expensive for you to come back and hire somebody to go and register all this stuff up right. But the delay in payments is what's going to be the kicker, especially on the back end. If you've been doing this for a while, you know how the publishing game kind of works. So when your money comes, you know, in the industry, we're paid in quarters. Major artists are paid different on the front end. You know what I'm saying? They getting paid every Friday, every other Friday. So you're not getting paid like that. You got to wait the 28 days. Your self-help distributor is going to collect all of the streams you attain on the front end for all the interactive streaming platforms that you're in. And then they pay those out, the second week in the following month. So guys, you guys got to get on some consistent you guys got to start doing some consistent things. You got to start releasing your music consistently. You got to start posting consistent content on your social platforms. You got to engage with individuals. You got to identify who your target audience is. Who are you promoting to? What market are you promoting your music into? Are you running consistent ads? What is your budget? If you're thinking your budget is $100, your budget is $250, you have a shoestring budget. Your budget is $500 a month. You have a shoestring budget. This is $1 million business. So if you're that overnight artist and you're thinking this shit gonna happen overnight, I don't ever have to talk to you. A lot of y'all calling looking for managers, and we want to. You got to have something for us to manage. Managers manage things. You have to produce the content. Where's your original catalog? Hey man, I appreciate y'all. I'll leave all the links in the bio for the services that we offer. But we do offer services to set up your media base completely. We offer services for monetization of your YouTube channel. You want to get your YouTube channel. It requires ad dollars. So get your ad dollars together, get your budget together, and we can go to work. But we offer services for independent artists who are ready to properly align their brands in this era. And man, I look forward to talking to y'all.